What's going on YouTube? This is Dre the Plug coming at you guys with some more technical heat. And in this video, actually these next few videos, I really just want to harp on a whole lot of my friends who are also into tech and are in all types of different technical jobs all across the country. So I'm really going to go in and have one-on-ones with different people, different states, and just have one-on-ones with them about their technical job. What positions do they have? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? Ask just certain questions. And on top of that, majority of all of my engineering friends, they have some type of side hustle. So I'll really just give them the opportunity to also go in and promote whatever type of business that they have on the side. Let's get into it. Let's get into some of this technical heat. So in this next video, this is actually my cousin's friend. Like, they like best friends. They've been cool since forever, as much as I can remember looking back in life. And as we was all growing up, it was like my cousin, him, and me, we would be like the three people. Every time I would go out to Mississippi and talk, we'll all be talking about stuff technical related when we were like little bitty kids. Now we all grown, and now we all actually working in the tech industry. So let's get into his video. Let's get into his whole technical side of the spectrum. All right, man, so give the people your name, your major, the school you went to, and your job description and your location, man. Let everybody know you're from Mississippi, bro. Get into details.
Oh yeah, you know. So my name is Stephen Ben. I went to the University of Mississippi and got a degree in Management Information Systems, or MIS as a lot of people call it. I currently live in Oxford, Mississippi, and I serve as a systems administrator for a software company here. That pretty much entails, I run all of our company's information systems, so the email systems, intranets, chat systems, just basically making sure that all that stuff's running. Also, another big part of my job is just keeping everybody connected to all the different resources that we have. So we got things in the cloud, things in different offices, remote users, just making sure everybody has what they need to do to get their work done, pretty much. That's kind of the base of my job.
All right, man, so what really got you into tech? Like, what made you say, you know what, this is the best choice for me to go to school for, this is the best career choice? What made you actually consider it?
Man, it's really like they say, like, if you find something that you're super interested in and you can find a way to turn that into a career, you might as well go for it. And so that's kind of what I did. I've been playing around with computers and technology since, I was like 6 or 7 years old, just because my parents were always, they embraced technology pretty early. So we had, internet and computers way back in like the late 90s. So I've just been around it my whole life. And over the years, I would do all these kind of just personal projects, and I just keep doing those and just eventually develop more and more of a kind of a passion for it. I think one of the things that kind of drove me deeper into the field is just that growing up, if you can think of something that you want to do with technology, there's usually a way to do it. You just got to put in the time and energy to research, or sometimes even create your own tools to make things happen. And so I just really like that kind of problem solving aspect of the field. And so when I got to high school and we had all these IT classes, I jumped at them, ended up getting an internship with the school district, and that's how I kind of got into sort of the enterprise IT thing, so I get my foot wet there. And really just from there, my jobs just kind of stacked each other. I ended up getting a help desk position when I got up to Ole Miss. Then an IT student worker position that turned into a full-time role, and I've just been kind of sticking with it ever since. But at the end of the day, I like IT, I like computers, I like technology, so I like my career, and that's why I'm sticking with it.
All right, so what would you say is the biggest benefit when it comes down to your particular major or your particular career choice? What's the biggest benefit out of all of the stuff, all the way from school, from taking your first class, from networking with different people that's also in tech with you, all the way to actually getting a legit job that you like in corporate? Like, what was the biggest benefit out of everything?
Man, the biggest benefit is just understanding more about the world than non-IT people. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but when you just look at the way everything in the world works now, it's almost all based on technology. So when you have a solid understanding of technology, you just have a better understanding of the world itself. You look at, cars and pretty much the way we do banking, like pretty much everything is based on technology. And so when you understand the things that drive these systems, you just have a leg up. And another just kind of benefit that they're out there is that even if you're in IT and you have this solid understanding of it and you decide to make a career change in the future, it still ends up benefiting you, just because pretty much like every role at this point relies on technology in some capacity, and so
Right.
you having an understanding of all that is just going to give you a leg up. So I mean, that right there is just a benefit in itself.
All right, so what's something that you did not expect jumping into this major? What's something that just came across your mind probably from start to finish, all the way from the beginning of going into school, all the way to getting into corporate, where you was just like, man, I was not expecting this?
Oh man, so when I originally started thinking about IT and just sort of developing my career, I was mostly thinking about it in a technical perspective, like basically I need to develop my technical skills. That was kind of my primary focus. But as I've gotten further into it, I've learned that project management is almost as important as having those technical skills. Just because a lot of times when people come to me with different problems or things that we need to get fixed, they're usually just bringing me a problem, and now I have to develop a project and figure out what resources need to be involved to solve that problem. So project management is probably like the number one part of my career at this point. One of the other things that I have to throw out there is just that communication. Like I've had to develop my communication skills quite a bit in order to just fulfill my job duties, just because I work with people in India, Canada, literally all over the world at this point, and when you start working with people of different cultures, you find out that everybody have these different communication styles. And so when you want to get things done and get people involved on a project, you have to you have to understand the way different people work in order to get things done efficiently. So just that communication and project management skills, I didn't think about those on the front end, but they've become like huge parts of being able to do my job.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. It plays a part into everybody's job, no matter how technical your job is. It's gonna play its part. All right, man. So really, just let the people know about your side hustle. What do you do on the side of being a technical guru? Where you work at, man? Just give us some update on what you do on the side.
Well, I spend all my time during the day on the computer screen. So when I get off, I like to kind of dip my feet in a lot of other things. So one of the things that I've been working on a bit more lately is my YouTube channel, and so I do a lot of different videos. For instance, I did a video about putting Lambo doors on my Camaro, and that's one of the videos that seems to have gained the most traction so far. But I'm going to be doing an update to that video pretty soon, just to give people an update on how it's been having those on the car for like 2+ years now, I think, at this point. And so my side hustle has really just been YouTube, and for me, YouTube is one of those things where it's all about information sharing. I go to YouTube to find information from other people all the time, just on how to do things, how to use different tools, and so I try and contribute to that community as well in terms of information sharing. So that's why YouTube's really kind of become my side hustle, because you can make a little money with it too, and there's never anything wrong with that.
Never ever. All right, so I remember you actually touching on the subject of certifications in IT. Can you actually elaborate on that a little bit more? Let the people know your take on the whole certification standpoint.
Oh, definitely. So, like, certifications are a pretty big part of IT. I took a bit of a non-traditional role in terms of getting where I am today. Rather than, focusing on getting the certifications and then kind of moving up, I actually was able to leverage all of the experience that I've had from each different job, just kind of stair-stepping and moving up. But one thing about certifications is that while experience is always going to be important, hands down, certifications specifically in the IT field are going to allow you to move up quicker. And even when I kind of look at the amount of time that it took me to get where I am, I know that if I would have started focusing on those certifications a lot earlier, I probably would have been able to get here a little bit quicker. So, even when you kind of think about the way that recruiters look for people for different jobs, a lot of times they're searching for just keywords and they're looking for specific certifications, like with Microsoft and Cisco. So if somebody's interested in getting into the IT field, yes, you can get some of the entry level jobs and kind of get started there. But if you're focusing on those certifications while you're also doing that, in the long term, it's going to pay off and help you move up a little bit quicker to get to that dream job that you're looking for.
Got you. So something that you just touched on, you said that they'll 9 times out of 10 search up keywords, right? So are you specifically talking about like big like websites like LinkedIn? Like that's what they would do? They'll go in and look up keywords and like job positions?
Absolutely. Like I've gotten calls from recruiters in the past where, they see like my resume is tailored a bit more towards a lot of the softwares and systems that I've worked with. So for instance, I've done, a little bit of work with things like VMware, and a lot of times when companies are looking to replace IT people, they'll go in and they'll tell the recruiters, like, if you can find somebody that knows this VMware product, then it would be great if you can kind of prioritize getting them in for an interview. And so being able to get certified on these products it really helps you, because sure, you can say you've worked with a product, but that only tells you a little bit of the story. When you say that you're certified on that same product, then they're like, oh, okay, not only has he used it, he has a pretty solid understanding of it as well. So it ends up helping you get kind of your foot further in the door for those different jobs.
Gotcha. That makes perfect sense. All right. So another question that I want to talk about, right? So I just did an interview with a woman who did IT, who's named Brittany. She didn't touch on the fact that we went over interview questions. So how is the interview process when it comes down to IT?
Man, when it comes down to IT, if you put something on your resume, you need to be able to stand behind it. So just to give you an example of kind of what I'm talking about, the job that I have now, when we went through the phone interview process, literally they sat down with my resume and they went through every single line item that I had on there related to tech. And what they were trying to determine was whether or not I actually fully understood all those different concepts and technologies that I had listed on there. Because one thing that we see now is a lot of people will overfluff their resume in ways where it makes them seem like a really good candidate, but then they get in these positions and now the managers are going, well, you can't do any of this. So like where did all that come from? And so I've been through a couple of interviews, and even if they don't, even if they aren't as explicit where they're going down every single individual line, they are increasingly asking a lot more questions just to identify the people who are really, about that life and those who aren't. And so that's just one of those things that when you start getting out those resumes, just make sure that you can stand behind every single thing on there, because the worst thing you want to happen is they ask you about something that you have listed there and now you're looking, kind of stupid, because that's pretty much going to throw you out of the process right there.
Makes sense for sure. And that concludes this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It really do help my channel when it comes down to the YouTube algorithm. If you guys have any questions regarding anything, just hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on the gram at DreThePlug123. And then also go check out my other YouTube channel. This is actually my second channel. My first one was called Andre ClassicCuts. I basically go in and give tutorials about all types of different haircuts. I actually show people how to do different type of things with the clippers that has never been done, and I pretty much go into detail as to why certain things happen. So definitely go check out that channel. Besides that, be on the lookout for my next content that's dropping. Be on the lookout for it, because it's coming real soon. And I'm out.